Hello everyone, and welcome to the meditation session. And as we're doing the section of the Satipatthana Sutta on what's usually called mindfulness of the four elements, I like to call it mindfulness of the four properties. I'd like to do a meditation on these four. And what it involves is first beginning with just settling in the usual way. And then at some point, shifting the focus from the breath. I like to have the breathing as the primary focus for meditation, the anchor, but to let go of it to some degree and open the attention up to have the awareness kind of in a relaxed way, gently, slowly, calmly. Let the awareness float around the body to become aware of the different sensations in the body as they appear, as they call attention, as awareness floats in that direction. So it's kind of random, maybe, and there's not much choice. Sometimes this kind of meditation is called choiceless or directionless. We're not necessarily directing the attention anywhere, but we are staying in the body to feel the sensations. And just kind of move, the attention moves, or different things kind of, parts of the body speak, and some of them become predominant and strong, and we're resting there for a little while, and something else sooner or later will get our attention and shift and change. Or if it's a compelling area of the body, it might be that the attention wants to stay there, or seems appropriate to stay there, but within that area, the attention kind of floats around and feels different, doesn't get fixated, doesn't get zeroed in on something, but rather kind of just feels it around. And the analogy that's given is having a bowl or a brass bell, and just taking a cloth and wiping it from all the different sides. So just kind of randomly kind of be with something specific floating around on it until something else takes in your attention. So it's mindfulness of the body, but with a kind of choiceless, floating awareness that takes in slowly, gradually, whatever wants to come. So beginning by assuming a meditation posture. And it can be helpful if the posture itself expresses the intention to be present, to be here in this place in this time. Sometimes a posture where we start feeling a strong, good foundation to hold the weight of our body and to feel that contact. Sometimes a posture that is sitting upright, alert. Gently closing the eyes. And then gently, slowly, some a little bit deeper breaths, using the inhale to connect here to the body now. Letting the exhale be a time to relax and let go into here and now. Breathing in and breathing out. And then letting your attention, your breathing, come back to normal. And for a few more breaths, relax your body on the exhale. On your exhale, see if there can be a settling into your body, deep in your body, so that you're here, in your body. On the exhale, relaxing the thinking mind. Any pressure or energy to think, any tension associated with thinking. Perhaps in the exhale that can be softened, ironed out. And then gently now, letting your awareness be free to wander around your body. The whole body becomes the anchor to the present moment. The whole body is where awareness resides. But within the body, let your attention, your mindfulness, not be directed, but rather receptive and open to wherever sensations appear, wherever attention wants to go in the body. If there's a lot of sensations, don't try to rush between them. Just in a relaxed way, settle for a moment in one place where there are sensations. And then as the mind wants, as the body speaks, let the attention float somewhere else. Or if it feels nice, you can just let the attention rest in one place. Maybe gently letting the attention float in that particular area, taking it all in. Noticing when the mind gets caught up in thoughts and ideas. See if you can set the tension free again, so it can freely roam through the body, in the body, taking in whatever sensations appear and disappear, appear and persist. Whatever calls the attention to it. Perhaps there can be a global awareness within which a more intimate mindfulness, attention, floats around and touches different parts of the body as the sensations there become known. rooted in the body, letting the flow of bodily sensations be known in an open, relaxed awareness. Settling back and observing the flow of sensations in the body. As we come to the end of this sitting, for the next few exhales, ride the exhale into your body more deeply. Ride the inhale to spread your awareness through your body. For a few moments here, almost as if you let gravity settle your awareness deeper into the fullness of your body. And then, as if your body is an organ of perception, like the eyes, and with the body you could feel or sense or take in the people of the world, not through the eyes, not through the usual mind and ideas of self, but this with a deeper, the body itself. In some way can know there are others on this planet. Just as our body is made from materials that rises out of the earth, so does their bodies. Just as you have sensations in your body, pleasure and pain, so do they. Just as your body is the house which holds your heart, so it is for them. And perhaps we could end this sitting with feelings of warmth and tenderness and care for others, calmly, peacefully, from this place where we're meditating. A simple warmth and tenderness, gentleness, in which goodwill can glow, radiate from us. May all beings be happy. May all beings be safe. May all beings be peaceful. And may all beings be free. So hello, and so this will be the last talk on this fifth exercise of the Satipatthana Sutta, the exercise on mindfulness of the elements, or what I like to call is mindfulness of the properties, the earth property, the water property, the fire property, and the air property. And this is a meditation, mindfulness of sensations. So the basic sensory awareness exercise of just being present for the sensations that are direct and immediate as they occur for ourselves. And there's a variety of ways of practicing this. And one of the ways is the way we did in the meditation today, which some people find easier than meditating on the breath. And that is to just be grounded in the sensations of the body. If the mind wanders off, come back to the body and the flow of sensations with the attention not any more directed to the body than it is to the whole body, just there, rooted in the body, and then floating and roaming around, touching into the present moment with the different sensations as they flow through and come into being. Some people find that the breathing actually works as a better anchor to the present. If they stay there, they can develop their stability, their concentration, and their mindfulness. And there also, it's a sensation meditation. It's the same meditation, but now we're doing being aware of all the sensations that come into play as we breathe. So technically, this four elements meditation is what we're doing in Vipassana when we're tuning into the breathing. Now the attention, though, is in a much narrower, smaller area of our body, just in the area where the breathing occurs, or where the breathing is predominant. And so we are we're there with the flow of sensations, and we let maybe the attention kind of float within the location where we're focusing on the breathing, and letting the sensations come into that floating awareness, or let the floating awareness settle in the ripple of sensations that come into play. As we get quieter and quieter and the breathing gets stiller and quieter, it's easier to kind of just stay with the simple sensations that come and go as we breathe. It's still a sensation meditation. It's still this four-element meditation that we're doing. But because it's more rooted in a particular place, some people find it's easier, the mind doesn't wander off as much, and it's easier to settle in. It's simpler that way. And as I said, some people find it simpler to do the whole body. Some people, what we do is sometimes in mindfulness is what I like to teach is we are rooted in the breathing. That's kind of like the default. That's the place where we cultivate stability and steadiness of mind to stay in the present moment. But if some other sensation arises in the body that's more compelling, then we contentedly, relaxedly, let the attention float to that other place, and then begin doing the sensation meditation in that place, in the knees or the back or wherever the sensations might be strong. And there too, the idea is not to fixate the attention, but rather to let it roam around. Let it kind of like you're, maybe like you're touching a cave wall in the dark and you can't see it, but you just let your hand go around and feel the wall and the texture, the temperature, whatever it might be. So, but the direction that it's going with this kind of sensation meditation is the same direction as all the different exercises of Satipatthana. And that is to be able to stable enough in the present moment. The mind is not wandering off anymore. We're right here in the present moment. And then, and we're just feeling the experience. And because the mind is now stable and not wandering off easily, then we can settle back and just observe the experience. And this idea of observing the experience is meant to be a peaceful experience, that we're not interfering or making a lot of work. It's very receptive, allowing, just observing it as the flow of sensations, the experience as it comes through. And in particular, as we settle back and there's more and more stability in the present moment, we're just right in the present moment, then we see that in the present moment everything is passing, everything is moving. I don't know if it's a good analogy, but if you take an old film that's made up of all these little squares that and you have it pass by, you have a little slot, and you have each frame come in front of the slot, come in front, then another one comes in front of the slot. And if you just settle back and watch, then you just see that they just allow, if one comes, one comes, one comes, and you see they come and they go, they come and they go. So in some kind of relaxed, flowing way, we start seeing more and more things just come and go and come and go. And this opens up to deeper places than now of letting go, of not clinging. So that's the direction we're going. And but how do we get there? One way is in the tradition is that if I look at the analogy or the simile that's used for this particular exercise, I think it's so. The simile is we do the four element meditation, being aware of the sensations in these four categories, and it's like a. So I'm sorry for this little graphic, but a butcher who has cut up a cow and and put out the different pieces of the cow for people to maybe come and buy or something. And at this point, people are not relating to the pieces of meat as the cow. It's just pieces of meat, and they see the pieces of meat independent of the cow. So I think maybe it's unfortunate for many of us, this graphic kind of analogy, but the idea is that we often are living in thoughts and ideas that we take in our whole self, like how we identify ourselves in a particular way. Some of the identities are accurate enough, but if we live in the whole, the identity, then we miss the parts. And this is a meditation to not be in the idea of the whole, but rather to begin tuning into the particular elements, parts that make up the whole, or that we apply the concepts and our ideas to. And so, for example, if I was to think I'm a lousy person, that's a generalization of the whole. If I then feel the sensations in my hand, the sensations themselves are just sensations. And there's no lousiness in the hands, in those sensations. It's just, if I think I'm a great person, that's a generalization. If I think I'm a lousy person, whatever it is. And the idea is to kind of have an experience of ourselves where we drop below the coarser identities, the coarser ideas of who we are. Because often those ideas are sources of suffering. And even if they're sources of happiness, they can also be, they limit us to drop into this deeper, settled, relaxed, observing place, observing the present moment as it flows by. So by beginning to look at the sensation level of experience, we're looking at the parts, in a sense, of the cow, not the cow as a whole. We're looking at the parts of ourselves, not the generalizations of what we have, of who we are. And so we're dropping down to a deeper level. And this can be quite healing, quite healthy to do this, because some of the ideas and attachments to the ideas that we have involve contractions and tightness, and they involve a disconnect with our lived, flowing bodily experience. And to be able to drop down into the lived bodily experience and let that flow, the sensations flow and move, and not be bottled up, not be restricted, not be contracted, is really healthy spiritually, really healthy physically, just a healthy thing mentally, to be in this kind of flow of sensations where the mind is not fixated on its painful ideas or its whatever ideas it has. So, so this idea of dropping down into the parts, into the direct experience of what's actually happening, more than the ideas and thoughts about things, is part of what this exercise is about. What it helps us to do is to bring the mind and body together in harmony. If the mind is thinking about tomorrow or yesterday, thinking about fantasies, delusions of grandeur, delusions of poor me or something, we tend to be disconnected from our bodies. And the body is always in the present moment. And so the task of meditation is to, when we want to harmonize the body and mind, is to let the mind join where the body is. And since the body has a lot to do with sensations, that's where we can find the harmony. That's where we can find the meeting, the joining. Better than if we just stay conceptually thinking about how wonderful the body is and celebrating the body with ideas. We're in the sensation level of experience. And that's where this harmony happens, this coming together. And this we'll see as we move on in the Satipatthana Sutta becomes really helpful to connect to deeper dimensions of our heart, deeper dimensions of our inner life. So we'll get there. And but tomorrow we'll start doing a few sessions on the sixth exercise of Satipatthana. And I want to, maybe I should warn you, that this involves contemplation, maybe even visualization of corpse. And I'm not going to make it graphic, but it'll be kind of very simple. But this is the exercise. There's actually 9 different contemplations on the progressive decay of a corpse. And I don't think it's meant to be gruesome, but it's meant to somehow, in its own way, help us maybe value the present moment and really show up here in the present moment so that there's a qualitatively improved aliveness to our attention and a dedication to this present moment experience. So hopefully this will be supportive for you to spend a couple of days on these corpse contemplation. It's a long tradition in Buddhism to contemplate death. And so we'll do that for a few days as part of this Satipatthana Sutta. So thank you.